In episode 1, we bought a boat, brought it home, fixed it up, cleaned it up, stripped some stuff off, pressure washed it, got it going, got the engine running, got it on a trailer that we picked up, and then went for a trial run. And we got it running well, and we've been using this beautiful boat, my dream boat, my family and I, for a couple years now. We've just made some of the best memories ever. From that on, we ended the video talking about what we're looking for in a console, looking at some different design plans and what we're expecting for this project, and then we actually dove into the project by purchasing a brand new engine for this boat. I couldn't be more excited, and I've been using that for a while now, just the end of last season, a few runs on it. It's incredible, but today we're diving right in. In this episode, we're going to talk just a little bit more about the project. We're going to do some layout, and we're going to jump right in. You're going to see cut, weld, and fab in this video, and I really hope you enjoy it. Thanks for coming along.
Hey, I'm Kyle, and this is my beautiful workshop here in Newfoundland, Canada. If you're looking for a fantastic boat project, you found it in this series right here. I know it's winter right now. Boating season's coming real fast, so we gotta get moving. This might be, guys, my last run with this 50. Just pulling the boat up here now. And it has been great. The boat project that we talked about, I picked up this beautiful 20-foot Sea Serpent there 2 years ago now. Big plans for a big project, and I've been going through the design work over the last couple of years, but I haven't got it started right away. Mostly time and money. At the time I picked up this project, planned to start, I didn't even have the shop or was planning on buying that shop. So you can imagine what we've gone into since then. But this motor's been great, but this is a big boat. This is a 20-foot boat, like 7 feet wide, all fiberglass, so it's got a bit of weight to it. And this is a carbureted engine, a 50 horsepower carbureted engine. So it's louder than the new bigger 4-strokes. I've got to be running wide open all the time when I've got the full family in it, if we're trying to get anywhere. If you're just out putting around, it's not bad, but if I'm just in it myself running out fishing, it's not bad. But need something a little bit juicier. So we've got something picked out, got an engine ordered. We'll talk about it, but
This is the first major step right here.
you see the counterweight on the bolt then, you can see, eh? Because the slows are trim while you're going. Just look at this monster, guys. Isn't that a beautiful thing? That's when you know you're real pretty.
Just the absolute best of mornings here. This was one of our first runs with the new 100 horsepower Honda on this boat, and this was just a morning of all mornings here. Absolutely flawless. But you can see here, although we're really laid out in the boat, lots of room and enjoying ourselves,
I'm guessing he's
we
dead.
could have a few more amenities and a few more things to make this a nicer setup. For starters, I could get off that tiller in the back.
Enjoying his day.
Oh, he's alive? Okay.
There's the one that never stops talking. Oh, it is something. What? So here is the prototype, or here is the mock-up design. We've gone from drawings on paper over to computer drawings, you know, a computer template sort of, to cardboard in the boat, to building it from Meranti and some blocks to kind of make it take shape as little as possible. And now what we have here is what, in my opinion, should be the final design pretty well. I didn't put too much time and effort into all the rounding and shaping and everything in the Meranti design, in the mock-up here, because it just wasn't worth the time and effort. I know kind of what's going to happen. We'll see that as it unfolds. But officially, this is what we're building from aluminum. Now, if you're considering a project like this, it's important to consider this console, size, shape, dimensions, was built for me and my boat. Now, I made sure it's tall enough. It's, I believe, a little over 6 feet tall, so that there is plenty of room for the next guy if I should sell the boat or move along to something else. So we've got plenty of height. We've got, I think, 6 feet plus enough room for, you know, hanging speakers or that type of thing. So maybe 6'4", 6'5", something like that total to the roof. 36 inches wide, and that gives me the right amount of floor left in my boat to get around. If you've got a wide enough boat that you can put a 48-inch console in there, all the power to you, even better. But 36 inches is about as much as I can get and still have a walk space to one side of my console. You'll see that how that's going to unfold later. Of course, the Meranti is unsupported here, so you've got lots of sagging and funny things going on. But you can see where my window cutout is going to be, a relatively square window. And I've got some really, really cool designs up here. Lots of designs in theory of what I wanted to do, how I want it to be able to open and things. I don't want it to be fixed because I want it, when I'm out on a hot sunny day, be able to still have that breeze whipping through if I want. But if you're out sealing in a real cold spring, or if you were out birding or at the tours or something in the cold winter, you're able to close it up and be fully sheltered behind the console here. So we'll see, but you can see we've designed the cutout, but I have 6 inches above and below, enough room here to mount wipers or hinges or brackets or struts, whatever I need here. I've left myself enough room to do that. Now on the inside of the console, the side facing the operator, I've got a full flat dash. That's what I intend to do. We'll see if that changes as we start to build it out of aluminum and I can see where the helm is going and that type of thing. I might end up putting some contours or some shelving or some flat spots there to put in some cup holders. We'll see how that unfolds, and I can play with the aluminum. And that's the beautiful thing about metal fabrication compared to wood or something like that, is you can patch in a piece anywhere, flat wheel it out, and not know it's done. So you can come up with almost any design after the fact or during the project. But we've got enough depth here to shelter yourself from any weather still coming back, to get in behind, you know, to keep out of the weather. You've got loads of deck space here to put your helm and your controls and whatever gadgets and trinkets we might have. There's going to be some fun ones. And then down below, this face right here, my intentions is to have a frame and then to have a full removable panel. It'll probably have a hatch for quick access to throw in a hand line or to throw a life jacket or a change of clothes in there. But you don't want to be working. I've seen and been around center console boats where you have this little plastic hatch, and if you've got to do electrical work, if you've got electrical problems, that's all you have, and you're, you know, head and shoulder in there picking at something. I don't want that, and since I'm building it from scratch, I can address all those concerns and dial everything in. You don't have to sort of take what you get. We can build whatever we want, so why not do that? So it's going to be a removable panel. I can take off this full panel and I'll be able to get inside the console. Now I'll get my pants dirty just to show you how that would look, but if I had electrical trouble, I can get inside the console like this and I can work away. It's plenty wide,
There's lots of height. The drawback with doing this is I won't be able to mount anything on this removable panel, so I'll have less surface space to mount fuse boxes and relays and this type of thing. But between the other 3 walls, I don't see that being any issue whatsoever. But the luxury of being able to get in here like this and set everything up and work and diagnose issues and install and add accessories later, oh, it's just going to be really, really premium. And so that's about it. We'll talk about little design implements and changes we make along the way. But for right now, the goal is to get this structure here made from this material here. That is the goal right now, to make that start. We'll see where our framing and supports, aluminum angle iron and flat bar and things, we'll see where those need to go in as we get a feel, you know, for where things are saggy and sloppy. We'll support it as it goes. This is the first rendition. We'll only improve as we go along. Hey, my OC girl. Not right now. And there's my oldest still chatting away in the front of the boat there. Another beautiful evening out. This was just before I got that new engine. We're still running on the old 50 here, but just beautiful. We just love the water. It's probably our favorite thing that we do all together as a family, and it does keep us so nice all together. Here's my dad here chugging along beside us. Here's the boat my dad had. He's gone through a lot of different boats. He sells one every couple of years, it feels like. But this is his latest rendition. It's not my style of boat, but I certainly do get all the luxuries he has in there. Layout time. Let's start tearing down this wooden console we have here. The first step is the most difficult part, and that is the side profile. It's the most difficult piece. It's the most wasteful piece on the sheet of material, but it's also the piece that'll make the most difference. You'll see in just a few minutes, our console will look like a console almost immediately after we get these pieces in place. Make sure you stay tuned. Driveway crawling around the dirt. Crazy thought, eh?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, should be no trouble to get two of them on there.
Oh my goodness, no.
But it got to be, I think, like this, so this one can run out behind up there.
Yeah.
Hey?
Just hope you don't catch me carpet fire inside.
Guys, this project has been in motion or been dreamed about for a long time. So far back, you look at my kids, how they are here now, the stage they're at, how big they are. When I was first dreaming and planning this project, we can see the footage there, these were little mites. This one here, this big old glute here was, you know, a boat. Strolling around the floor and waddling along, and this one here wasn't much bigger than a rabbit, and now she's a big old kid, and my oldest is just a giant, just a mega kid. She could barely fit in the van anymore.
Dad!
But you see the stage, you know, a project like this doesn't always happen quick. It's not easy. There's been a lot of, yeah, there's been a long time, you know, a lot of thought and planning and just not, hey, don't touch, please. Don't touch. Not able to get to it and life gets in the way. But now we're at this point where we're starting this project and I've just been getting more and more excited for it every year. So let's roll with it. Let's roll. making a minor alteration here already. Dad cut it. The way because I already have the template done and I'm laying it out on the sheet, I'm not designing from scratch or tracing it out the first time now. So I can really lay it out and see what I have here. And I have room to extend these tails on the top that come out under the roof. I can make those 2 feet long if I want to. So why not come on across my sheet? And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Yeah, have you heard them?
Yep.
Oh, they've done a few runs.
Yep.
When you need to draw radiuses in a project, guys, radii, grab anything you can get and just start trying it to see what makes the right dimension. Here, the perfect radius happens to be a paint can. But that could easily be a coffee can or a spray paint can, a rattle can, whatever suits the project here. This, because of this open angle here, this is a nice big radius, real nice.
Okay, they're out.
So what, now your carpet can come out, or?
Yep.
There are no shortage of ways to cut aluminum plate. I'm opting to start here using my plasma machine, and for some of those curves and turns that we got, it's just beautiful. Of course, you could use staple saw, circular saw, jigsaw, and we'll use all of those throughout this project. But right here now, roughing out these large pieces, the plasma is just so blazing fast. Very, very clean. You can see the excitement on my face here as I get to see, from aluminum, the first real piece of this console build. It's finally real.
Now we've gone from Marante or a board, a rough mock-up, to what I believe is the finished side. And here it is out of aluminum. All of my perimeters are chased down. They're pretty nice and straight. They're chamfered. They're cleaned up and rounded, deburred. And I only cut out one side because when I did the Marante and I traced that onto the aluminum, we made some adjustments. So I'd rather cut out one and finalize it, and then use this for my template for the other side. That way I know it's going to be exact. If I start with the Marante template 2 times and then I have to make that same set of drawings added on to both, I might be looking into trouble. I might miss something. The radius might be off. But here now, this side is perfect just as I want it. So I'll lay it down on the sheet and we'll trace this one. Got to repeat that same step again. This is the most complex piece. These 2 sides, they have all the curves, all the angles, all the shapes, all the fun stuff to work with. The other stuff are mostly square panels and angle iron, smaller pieces, support and that type of thing. So I'm spending all the time that I need to really get these right, because this will form the shape of the console. Everything is based on these sides here. So we'll go to our sheet here now, throw this down, and build another one.
You know, as we're here, guys, working on this boat project, and I'm starting it, I'm thinking about just how long it's been working on this single project, or at least dreaming about it and thinking about it, and it's been a long time. And I thought about, you know, the last time I started a major build series, a major project like this, and the stage that my little girls were here were in, and you know, that project was the flatbed build series. And no doubt some of you watching this series now, starting this one with me, followed through that project a few years ago. And I thought, you know, when I started that project, the workshop that I was in, the space that I was in, the tools that I had, you know, almost all of that project I did outside in the driveway, laying on the ground, laying up under the truck on the ground. And, you know, very limited tool set, limited tooling. I had one welding machine. Everything was cut with an angle grinder, that type of thing. And now here I am, and I get to start this project in this big, beautiful space. Heated shop, heated floors, all the room you could want, lifts all around, tools and machines around. And I'm just, of course, I feel so grateful and so privileged to be in this situation now. Yeah, you big glute. I feel so privileged to be in this situation, but also I think it's worth mentioning just how valuable hobbies and skills are. All of this that you see here stemmed from working with a hobby at one point in time. You know, I was investing in learning new skills and new tactics and picking up new hobbies, and that developed into more and more work, and making a business out of it, and eventually leaving the teaching profession as I was in and going full on in my business. And then we built another little workshop at my home, and I built the business from there. Those hobbies, again, just developing into more and more of a thing. And now I'm here sitting in a shop like this, which a lot of days it feels like I have no business owning. Just this incredible space, and I get to sit here in so much comfort and just play with my tools and build this dream project of mine. It's a beautiful thing, and again, I just want to point out how important it is to try new things, to invest in new things, pick up new skill sets. And hobbies are an awesome way to do that. It's kind of low pressure. You can just take your time and learn something new. It's a beautiful thing. Highly recommend it. This project's going to be a lot of fun. Two big, beautiful panels here, the most complex panels of the project, and they are quite dialed in perimeter-wise. The shape, you can lay them on top of one another, they're almost identical. Now we're cutting some window holes. Got some measurements. Don't want to have to do this twice. Can't really make that mistake, but I think we can get it. I have an idea how to go about it here. I've drawn these so that they'll match up height-wise with the front window. So what I've done is just measure in 2 inches. So we have a 2-inch border on both sides. And then I ran that all the way down. And then up here, I gave 5 inches from the top, which is just how far our front window is going to be. 5 inches down from the top. Cross that off right there, so it's plain with the top. And then I put a couple radiuses. Down here, this line does not really matter. I tried to keep it again where I expect the front window to go. So I threw a line, we measured the same thing down, so it's sitting on a little angle. I think that'll be cool. We have 2 radiuses. We're going to cut that with a hole saw. And here's where this can get wonky and stuff can get a little bit crazy. We don't want any damage here. We'll just be careful. I'd rather stay in a little bit and then grind or file out to the line than push it right at the start and risk augering out. This is going to have weather trim anyways. We still want to make everything as good as possible. Okay, let's get a pilot hole here that our hole saw will sit into. Aluminum is a pretty nice material to work with. It's different. It requires its own set of tips and tricks, but it's nice and soft, easy to drill, easy to cut. A good set, this is not a good set, but this is just a Mastercraft set, not super high quality or anything, but a nice full set of hole saw bits like this is really nice to have around. Some of those specialty tools like this hole saw set, definitely not something you're using every day, but can sure make life easier. You got to be careful with these big hole saws because the diameter is so big. There's so much grab, so much torque into them. Okay, and we ended up just perfect inside of our line. Now that is just absolutely perfect. You can see up here the holes are close enough that I'm going to have to freehand cut that. That's not a big deal. We got the perfect radius there. Oh, let's see. Let's hope we fall right in the sweet spot. I think we will. There we are. Sure I'm not in my table. I'm doing just great. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That makes me very happy. Oh yeah. Retractable or spring-loaded air hoses. Real nice improvement for a workshop, and they don't need to break the bank. I've got ones here that are super expensive and they are incredible, but I've also got some of these cheap Mastercraft ones that go on sale for like $50 or $60 or $70, and they work just fine. I've had no issues with them. Just fine. You don't always need some stuff. It's really worth spending the money on, but I'm definitely not one of those elitist people that believes you just have to throw money at stuff, that it has to be expensive or it's no good. Definitely not one of those people. Well, that's my drill burning up. Poof! I thought it was the aluminum getting hot. This drill's been around a long time, guys. Let me roll you a couple clips that I can remember distinctly in my mind here now of me
putting this drill through the paces. And just let's take a little flashback to that flatbed project. Punching holes with this thing. I tweaked my arm or my wrist that day, I remember, in this particular clip. But this drill's been doing it for a long time. She's been around since really the start of me owning any real, what I call real money tools. You know, this drill, I remember when I got it, I had not been out of university for very long. I'd been working hard and starting to make a little bit of money in my business and making a little bit of money at my job as a school teacher at the time. I started investing in a few tools here and there, and one of the first things I picked up, I just love the DeWalt tool line, and I picked up the combo, the brushless drill and the impact driver combo, and I still have the impact is right there, and it's ran through multiple businesses, renovations. It's been through a lot of real hard work. I could not be more pleased with the DeWalt tool line. Just phenomenal tools. They work hard, they're tough, beating here, getting dropped on the concrete floor. Looks like this drill is about done. I'll pick up another DeWalt brushless. If it serves me as well as this one, I'll be more than pleased, more than pleased. Okay, don't let me down, old girl. Oh, you haven't got to worry. You haven't got to worry when you're running DeWalt tools. If you're looking for a model number, there it is. It's a great drill, guys. Great drill. She got us through again. She'll never fail. You know, DeWalt's the kind of tools, you know, you're traveling home on a stormy night. You want DeWalt tools there. You know, you step in a bog and you get your feet soaked. You know, you need some dry socks. You know, you want some DeWalt tools there. That's the kind of tools DeWalt makes.
The scene of a lifetime here. Look close. Steady your eyes and look real close. The camera doesn't pick it up quite as well as if you were here with us.
Hundreds of them. Just ran with a huge school of dolphins. Huge. know, I just talking to my camera friends. Incredible. What a privilege. It's like silk. All the power in the world in this boat. Just running the first couple welds of the project here now. And that is the bottom frame that will that all the sheeting will go to. So being really careful to square up this portion. Of course, everything else is going to be based on this. This is what our panels are going to go on. Squaring everything up one joint at a time. 1/8 inch angle iron, 1/8 inch wall by 1 inch angle iron, so nice and easy. Cut it with a chop saw and just squaring all my corners. Everything's nice. Once we have this frame, we can start laying pieces on, and that's the plan. I don't want to build a frame and then skin it, but I also need some type of framing. I don't want to just put panels together. So a bit of frame at a time, put in a brace, put on a sheet. That's the plan here. We're running the Lincoln Electric, the TIG 200. Just an incredible machine. What a joy. I started TIG welding. This is the 140 MIG pack here, the multi-process, the 140 MP, which is an incredible machine itself. And that's where I first learned to TIG weld, because you can actually buy a TIG setup for that. However, it's only a DC machine, direct current. We can talk about that a little later. Now, because it's a direct current machine, you can only do ferrous metals, iron-based metals, steel. And so I still went ahead and I got the TIG torch and the foot pedal set up. And you could practice with steel welding rods. And TIG welding with steel is really, really nice. If you haven't tried it, it just works beautifully. Now, it's of course not as quick and efficient as just running a MIG gun, you know, but it is still really nice, and it was a great practice opportunity until I was able to get this AC TIG machine. And this is a TIG 200 square wave, and it has all the features, and you can set it all up and dial it in just like you want. It's a beautiful machine, just a beautiful machine. So that's what we're switching to. That's what we're going to run our aluminum TIG for this project. This can run right down to, I believe, 10 amps, which is next to nothing. So really fun. Let's lay down another TIG weld. And the really cool thing about AC welding, or TIG welding, aluminum TIG welding, is that you can take time and clean the weld path before you actually start laying filler. So really nice. Check my square now on all corners. Yeah, pretty much perfect there. Kelly.
You look in on this area is bent a bit.
Oh, okay. No big deal. It's soft enough that it'll, you can just draw it well.
But you don't want the welding underneath it, then this one?
Yes. Yeah. But that's as much as that's getting now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to do it all eventually, or what?
Not all, but probably like that there, and there, and there, like that type of thing.
Yeah.
Just stitch it. No need to full seam weld it.
No.
All the corners of the sheet panel will get that.
Okay.
Of course, in the knife shop side here now, if you're confused about how different everything looks, there's a wall that separates K&N Knives in the knife shop from the big shop up there. Okay, I'm hoping she'll stand on her own now. That's my console.
I told you were going to see that console standing before this video was over. I'm so excited at this point. Look how good that shimmering aluminum looks. And I can
wouldn't
see
say
the
she's strong
dimensions
enough
to
yet.
scale and feel what this console is like.
I went,
You will right there now.
hey,
just gonna
yeah. I went 1 inch deeper this way on the bottom.
All of the intro work is done. We've got our most complex panels pieced in. Things will move faster from here on out. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here. Leave me a comment down below and make sure you come back for the next part of this project.